It's time for our community spotlight. And today, Dave Pizzusko with the United Way of Logan County is here, and he brought a friend. Why don't you go ahead and introduce Tammy to us?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Angie. We have Tammy Gump with us. She is, with the Mary Rutan Hospital, but in particular today, representing Warm Clothes for Kids, which is one of our most beloved United Way funded agencies here in Logan County. And Tammy, thanks for being with us.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, Warm Clothes for Kids, what are we, about 40 years into this now, where a group of women from the Methodist Church here in Bellefontaine started this ministry. And with the idea being that, boy, about this time of year, folks, in particular school teachers, were noticing kids coming to school, maybe not outfitted as warm as they ought to be, and started what has become one of, like I said, our most beloved entities, Warm Clothes for Kids. And it remains to this day, Tammy, a completely volunteer-run organization.
It is very low overhead, just like we talk about United Way, very low overhead. The same thing for Warm Clothes for Kids. It's all just the manpower is all donated and very little expenses other than shopping with the kids. And
true to its namesake, Warm Clothes for Kids, one of the reasons you love it, you know exactly what they're doing. Right?
We do.
We're
right. Yeah.
You're in mid-season form, or just wrapping up as it was. Talk a little bit about what Warm Clothes for Kids does through the course of the late fall here, and getting kids outfitted, and just kind of your process on how this works.
Okay, so it's just a core group of volunteers, including our board, and mostly teacher volunteers. And there's a process of notifying each of the school districts through their principals or counselors. And the word then is passed on to teachers, asking teachers to refer kids that are in need. And we are so thankful to have the teachers involved because they see these kids every day. They know what they need in terms of clothing and shoes. So that process just takes a few weeks to get the paperwork filled out, signed by the parents. We schedule the families to come shopping, and we ask that the kids are there present with the families and they're able to pick out their clothing and get the right size and that sort of thing. So that's the fun part. We see all the kids that are coming through. We do shopping twice a week at Walmart, and they are great to have us, to host us there, and very good service in terms of taking care of us while and the families while they're shopping. So it's a quick process. We will have 50 to 60 kids come a night, an hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's an efficient process. And then the kids are really excited, especially to go to Shoe Sensation, and they have a voucher to get shoes afterwards. And they're so excited to get brand new shoes that they're going to pick out. And again, that store is so helpful. The manager there and their staff help with the kids, and just do the same thing we do at Walmart, but with shoes. So very, very good, heartwarming thing to be involved in. And a lot of thank yous, a lot of hugs, and things like that.
Now, you're talking about several hundred children that are recipients each and every year, and we're working basically through kindergarten through 8th grade, correct?
Actually, we're through 12th grade. We don't get as many older kids responding, but we're covering all 13 grades in the county school districts. And
so the thing that's interesting is we're pushing 400 to 500 students on an annual basis that receive this help, and the clothing is valued somewhere over $100 per child, correct?
We're sticking right at $90 so that we can spread the funds out to the families that have that need. And they are great at coming to the register with right around $90. So that's a great process too.
One of the things I think that's amazing about it is it's new for everybody, new outfits, and the kids get to help pick this out on their own too, which I think is something that is really neat. It's not a hand-me-down kind of a situation or something along those lines, and that's gotta be for some of the kids something that really I think helps them, maybe puff out their chest a little bit. They're excited about showing off their new gear.
There's stories going around from the teachers from years and years that the kids, no matter what the weather is, the next day they have gone shopping with Warm Clothes for Kids. They wear some of those clothes or their coat to school. It may be 60 degrees, but they've got a winter coat at recess because they're pretty excited about that new pink jacket. So, but just overall, they're really excited when the families come up with their cart full of things, and the kids are they're laying them out on there at the register, and they're talking to the volunteers about, hey, look at this and look at that, and they're just so excited. Yeah, so many things. $90 doesn't buy a lot, but it buys a fair amount depending on how the families shop. And it's interesting too, they're getting basic necessities. This covers things like socks and underwear that, the kids may not have enough of or in their, correct size. So they're even excited about that. So it's really a great program.
For families in need, it's a big deal because you're talking about, again, the expense of outfitting and, some families, multiple children. And of course, how kids grow out of the clothes pretty quickly. Yeah, every year it's a big deal. One of the things that I think is fascinating is that, when you think about, the need that's out there, this is one of those things that maybe you don't always think about, but boy, it certainly is impacting so many different families, and it's neat the way they're identified. One of the things that's crazy, I remember, my son, he doesn't like to wear a winter coat at all at the school. So it's like, sometimes they show up because that's the style, to be cool and not wear a winter coat, right? But the teachers do a great job of identifying, like you said, the families that are in need.
And the good thing is people identify us with coats and hats and gloves, but the kids get a choice of what they need. And I tell parents, like, especially the older kids, I've raised 2 boys. They did not wear winter coats. And so we say, coats are not required. You get what the kids need. And that's the great part of this process. I think it's really what they need. And, a lot of times, like I said, it's some basic things. It's jeans, it's sweatshirts, it's, warm up pants, whatever it is, and they need, but we're not requiring them to get a coat. So I think that frees up the family to spend the money as they need.
And your way gift makes a difference with Warm Clothes for Kids. $35,000 this year, the allocation to Warm Clothes for Kids. And so that's again, at $90 a pop per child, that's impacting, like we said, hundreds of students in our community. And the United Way continues to be a primary source of funding for Warm Clothes for Kids.
It does. We're so thankful that $35 goes a long way. We also spend an average of about $30 at Houston Station, so $120 per child is the total. And United Way is by far the biggest portion of our budget. We have some other donations coming in from some local churches that are just consistent year after year, making a contribution. Individuals are sending money in. We get some donations at the table when we're at Walmart that people are curious about what we're doing. We've had people come up and say, I was in a hard stretch in my life with my kids, and they got clothing, and some of them are actually were themselves a child at the time, and they're giving us a donation. So it's really great to see this all come around full circle. And overall, we're shooting. Looks like we'll finish up around $48,000 spent on the kids this year.
Fantastic!
Really excited about that.
Tammy, like you said, it's an entirely volunteer-run entity. How did you get involved with Warm Clothes for Kids?
Well, I had been a supporter for many years, and donating money to the program, and it was time. I don't know how many generations have done this program, but currently, one of the board members, our president, actually, her grandmother started the program, and there was a few teachers are willing to take over the program, and they were looking for someone to handle the financial side of things. And that is my strong suit for them, let alone, volunteering that I love to do. So it just worked out great that they came to Dave, actually, if you'll remember Dave, and said, hey, we have this group, we're going to hand things off if we just had a financial person with that background to help. And so here I am a few years later, and we're still going strong.
Yeah, and we knew just who to hand it over to. That's how that worked out. Yeah, Tammy does a great job helping us too with some of our finances behind the scenes here at United Way. Angie, like I said, it doesn't get more warm and fuzzy, maybe literally and figuratively, than it does with Warm Clothes for Kids. And like we said, when they're out and about shopping over at Walmart, 50, 60 families, a pop going over there and getting through the line and whatnot. It's great to see just the impact of your United Way dollar.
It is great, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And we really, from all the volunteers, appreciate United Way and the financial support. And Angie, for you for covering this, taking time to cover our agency too.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's a wonderful program. I remember raising 4 kids as a single mom, and it was tough. My kids learned at an early age that secondhand clothes were just fine, and they still buy secondhand. But boy, you take them and let them go pick out something new, and they just felt like, this was a special thing, I love that. Love that program. Is there a place on your website, Dave, for them to find out more information about this program?
On the agency page, basically, if you go to the Get Help tab on the United Way homepage, you can find out more about Warm Clothes for Kids, as well as all of our United Way funded agencies. And you can also always call 211.
Fantastic. Tammy, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And Dave, I need to get an update from you about what's going on with United Way. You are what, almost a month and a half away from goal?
Yeah, we're closing in and doing well. As of this morning, Angie, $778,000 pledged toward our $1 million goal, which is good. We're really having a terrific campaign, as it were. This is, at least as of this day, I want to say we're the second best we've ever been this far into the campaign.
Wow.
So things are rolling along well. We are on track to achieve the $1 million goal for the fourth year in a row here in Logan County. Still a lot of work to do, a lot of heavy lifting, and still some projects that need to be taken care of. So if we execute the plan, though, it should happen. So we're in a position where it's possible and very well within reach. So we like that. And just incredible support that we're having throughout the community. Again, to highlight the schools, I think would be something that would be of note. They've had an 81% increase in the schools this year with regards, and I'm talking combine them all: Bell Fountain, Indian Lake, Riverside, Benjamin Logan, West Liberty Salem, Ohio High Point, and Midwest Regional ESC did their campaigns, and they were all through the roof. Our direct mail campaign is really done well this year. We've already raised over $60,000 through that, and that's been something else. So a lot of neat things happening there. I can tell you too, on Wednesday, November 17th, Women United, which is one of our, an outreach of United Way of Logan County, will be hosting a volunteer fair, and that'll be taking place over at the Hilliker YMCA from 3 to 6 p.m. We've got over 20 local organizations who will be out and about that day on site to showcase the opportunities for you to get involved in the community in some sort of ongoing volunteer project, something here at the holidays, and an opportunity to get yourself, your family, your workplace more involved. If that's something that you'd like to do. Like I said, if you personally have some extra free time, maybe you're a retiree recently and there's some opportunities there. It could be you're a teenager and you've got community service hours that you got to take care of. Opportunities galore in Logan County, and what a place to go find out a little bit more about all the opportunities that are there with so many different entities. So whether you like to work with senior citizens, whether you like to work with kids, whether you like to work with animals, like to work in the parks, all kinds of opportunities to get involved. So that'll be Wednesday, November 17th, 3 to 6 at the Hilliker YMCA. It's the Women United Volunteer Fair. You don't have to be a lady to go to the volunteer fair, and the opportunities that are there abound for all folks.
Dave, if you got information about that on your website.
Absolutely. You know we do. So if you go to uwlogan.org, uwlogan.org, it's one of the slides that comes across the screen. Well, probably the second one at this point. You can also just click the Women United button on the homepage as well, and that'll all pop up, and you can find out who's going to be there and who you'll be able to talk with that day.
All right, great. I love the events that are going on. I love that Women United is getting going, and I want to encourage people to check out your website just for the campaign, because it may not have a workplace campaign in their office, or they might work outside of Logan County, but they can still give to United Way of Logan County.
Sure can. And you can set up your gift via way of credit card. You can give a monthly and recurring gift if you'd like in that manner, and spread your giving out through the course of the year, or make a one-time pledge toward United Way's campaign here. You can do it at uwlogan.org, uwlogan.org.
Well, thanks for the update. It's been wonderful to talk to both of you, and I look forward to not only getting this December update, because we're getting even closer to that end of the year giving and seeing how that all pans out. So I'm looking forward to talking to you again next month, Dave. And Tammy, thanks so much for what you're doing for Warm Clothes for Kids.
Thank you. We enjoy it very much. And there's a lot of happy kids around the county right now.
Yeah, that's very good. All right, guys, thanks so much for today.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.